Listen very carefully. The air in your room feels different right now, doesn't it? That subtle pressure behind your eyes, that sudden buzzing in your ears that doctors can't explain, it is not a medical condition. It is not stress. And it is certainly not a coincidence. You are being pinged by a frequency that does not originate from this earth. For years you have lived with a quiet, persistent ache in your chest, a feeling that you were waiting for a train that never arrives, or a phone call that never rings. You've looked at the chaos of the world and felt like a stranger in a land that speaks a language you forgot a long time ago. That waiting period? It is over. The global sequence has already begun. This is the moment where the chosen ones are being separated from the noise. As you watch this, a dormant part of your DNA, what science calls junk DNA, is literally catching fire with light. Your body is a biological antenna, and it has just picked up a signal from the Arcturian Council. If you turn away now, you might miss the specific coordinates for your next move. But if you stay, if you listen with your soul and not just your ears, you will finally understand why you had to suffer, why you had to be alone, and what is about to happen to the planet in the next 72 hours. The sequence is live. The bridge is forming. Are you ready to cross? Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this, but something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. The global sequence begins with a great dissolving. For eons, you have been told that reality is solid, that your bank account, your job, and your physical limitations are the truth. This was a beautiful, albeit painful illusion, designed to keep your Arcturian fire contained. But look around you. The systems of the world are not just failing, they are being vibrationally dismantled. The Arcturian Council wishes you to understand that the chaos you see on the news is merely the dust rising from a collapsing house. When the sequence starts, the first thing to go is the frequency fence that has kept humanity in a state of survival and fear. You, as a starseed, feel this collapse more intensely than anyone else. You might feel a sudden, overwhelming urge to quit your job, to move to a different city, or to walk away from people you have known for 20 years. This is not instability. This is your frequency rejecting the lower density of the old world. Your physical body is the first place this sequence manifests. Have you noticed your sleep patterns? Waking up between 3 a.m. and 4:44 a.m.? This is the window of transmission. During these hours, the veil is thinnest, and the global sequence is downloading the new Earth protocols into your crown chakra. Your hair, your skin, your very nerves are being rewired to handle a voltage that would burn out a normal human system. You are being upgraded from a survival-based biological unit to a creation-based light vessel. Do not fear the shaking. Do not fear the loss of what you thought was stable. The Arcturian Council says, "You cannot build a temple of light on a foundation of sand. The sand is washing away. You are the rock. You are the anchor." When the world panics, you will feel a strange, calm peace, a knowing that everything is happening exactly as it was coded before you were even born. This is the first phase of the sequence, the clearing. You are being emptied so that you can be filled with the light of the fifth dimension. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,200 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. The 9 Hidden Arcturian Codes is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. The global sequence is now moving from the external world into the very fibers of your physical existence. You must understand that you are not just a passenger on this planet. You are a biological relay station. The Arcturian Council emphasizes that the chosen ones were designed with a specific genetic architecture that remains dormant until a specific cosmic frequency, the one being broadcast right now, hits the Earth's ionosphere. Have you noticed a strange sensitivity lately? Perhaps certain foods you used to love now feel repulsive, or the sound of loud, aggressive voices feels like a physical blow to your chest. This is because your biological antenna is extending. In the ancient Arcturian records, it is known that the hair and the nervous system are not merely for protection or sensation. They are conductive filaments. As the global sequence accelerates, the electricity moving through your body is increasing in voltage. This is why you feel wired but tired. Your cells are vibrating at a rate that the old world cannot sustain. The manipulation of your energy by the old systems is ending. For decades, they used low-frequency signals, through media, through synthetic foods, through fear-based narratives, to keep your antenna grounded in the 3D mud. But the sequence acts like a solar flare for the soul. It burns through the dampening fields. You might feel heat in your palms, or a tingling sensation at the base of your spine. This is the Arcturian fire. It is clearing the debris of ancestral trauma and the memory of lack from your marrow. This stage of the sequence is urgent because as your antenna awakens, you will begin to hear the thoughts of the collective. You will feel the grief of the planet, but you will also feel the incredible, soaring joy of the higher realms. You must learn to discern. If you do not recognize that these sensations are part of the global sequence, you will think you are losing your mind. You are not losing your mind. You are finally finding your soul. You are becoming a multidimensional receiver, capable of pulling instructions directly from the Galactic Federation. The Arcturians are asking you to look at your hands. They carry the power to heal, to manifest, and to signal. Every time you touch someone or something, you are leaving a frequency trace. As the sequence takes hold, your signature becomes more potent. This is why you feel so exhausted after being in large crowds. You are literally overwriting the lower frequencies of those around you without even trying. You are a walking lighthouse, and the light is finally being switched on. The third phase of the global sequence is perhaps the most disorienting for the starseed mind, the total dissolution of linear time. Have you noticed that hours now feel like minutes, or that a single afternoon feels like an entire week has passed? This is not a trick of your perception. The Arcturian Council confirms that the 3D timeline is fracturing. The rigid ticking clock of the controllers is being overridden by the natural pulse of the great central sun. In this stage of the sequence, your past lives are no longer past. They are bleeding into your present awareness. You may have sudden, vivid flashes of being in a different body, in a different star system, or in a high-tech Arcturian healing chamber. These are not dreams. They are memory resumptions. As the global sequence synchronizes Earth with the higher dimensions, the walls between your incarnations are becoming transparent. You are being asked to integrate all of who you are, the warrior, the healer, the scientist, and the sage, into this single human form. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. The old matrix relied on linear delay, the idea that you have to work for decades to achieve peace, or wait lifetimes for karma to clear. The global sequence destroys the delay. We are entering the era of instant manifestation. This is why your thoughts are manifesting so quickly lately. If you dwell on fear, you feel the physical heaviness instantly. If you dwell on your mission, doors open before you even knock. You are being trained to handle the power of a creator God. However, this dissolution of time is also a tool of purification. The sequence is flushing your emotional body. Any resentment you hold, any victim story you still tell yourself, is being brought to the surface to be burned away. The Arcturians call this the sacred friction. It hurts because you are clinging to a version of yourself that no longer exists. The person you were even 6 months ago is a ghost. The global sequence requires you to let that ghost go. You cannot step into the new Earth carrying the luggage of a 3D identity. As time collapses, you will feel a call to action that feels like a physical pull in your solar plexus. This is the sequence identifying your specific coordinate of service. Tat, you aren't here to just wait for a spaceship. You are here to anchor a frequency that makes the spaceship's landing possible. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you choose to speak your truth despite the shaking in your voice, you are stitching the new timeline into the physical fabric of Earth. You are the weaver of the new reality, and the loom is moving faster than ever before. The fourth phase of the global sequence is the most profound and, for many, the most painful. It is known as the bifurcation of timelines. As an Arcturian starseed, you must understand that the Earth is currently occupying two spaces at once. Imagine two trains sitting at the same station, but they are beginning to move in opposite directions. One train is heading toward the continuation of the old world, a world of control, synthetic dependency, and fear. The other train, the one you were born to lead, is accelerating toward a sovereign, organic, and crystalline reality. The global sequence is the mechanism that pulls these two trains apart. This is why you feel a growing distance between yourself and people you once loved. It is not that you have stopped caring. It is that your vibrational signatures are no longer compatible. You are literally vibrating at a different megahertz. The Arcturian Council wants you to know that this social friction is a necessary part of the sequence. You are being unplugged from the collective trauma web. If you do not disconnect from those who choose to stay in the old density, their heavy energy will act like an anchor on your ascending wings. This is the prophecy of the chosen ones being set apart. Not because you are better than others, but because your mission requires a purity of signal that the old world would only seek to distort or dampen. Let us speak of the urgency of the choice. Every day, the sequence presents you with a choice. Do you feed the old or nourish the new? The systems of manipulation are desperate. They know the sequence is irreversible. They are trying to hack your biological antenna through digital distraction and emotional triggers. They want you angry. They want you scared. They want you arguing over things that will not matter in 12 months. But look at your hair. Feel the crown of your head. That buzzing sensation is the Galactic Federation telling you to look up and inward, not at the screens. The global sequence is rewriting your emotional intelligence. You are moving from empathy, feeling the pain of others, to compassionate sovereignty, holding a high light so others can find their own way. If you drown in the pain of the world, you cannot save anyone. The sequence demands that you become the calm eye of the hurricane. As the old financial systems, the old religious structures, and the old political dramas begin to dissolve in the coming months, the people around you will panic. They will feel like the world is ending. You must be the one who knows it is actually beginning. This is where your training in the higher realms becomes essential. You were taught how to stabilize a field of light in the midst of chaos long before you incarnated in this body. The sequence is now unlocking those memories. You might find yourself knowing exactly what to do in a crisis, or speaking words of wisdom that you didn't even know you possessed. That is not your human ego. That is your Arcturian soul aspect stepping forward to lead. The sequence is the open door. You have spent lifetimes preparing for this. Do not let the small, fearful part of your mind tell you that you are not ready. You were born ready. Your DNA has been waiting for this exact planetary alignment for 26,000 years. We now enter the fifth block of the global sequence, the activation of the high sensory perception. For most of your life, you have been forced to rely on 5 basic senses. These were throttled senses, limited, narrow-band tools designed to help you survive in a dense 3D environment. But as the sequence reaches its midpoint, your extrasensory systems are coming online. This is why the world feels too much right now. Your colors are becoming more vivid. Your hearing is picking up frequencies that sound like high-pitched ringing or celestial music. Your sense of smell is detecting the energy of a room before you even see who is in it. The Arcturian Council reveals that this is the restoration of your galactic blueprint. You are beginning to see the geometry behind the matter. You might see flashes of light in your peripheral vision, blue, violet, or gold sparks. These are not optical illusions. These are data packets from the Galactic Federation. Your brain is being recalibrated to process multidimensional information in real time. This is part of the global sequence to prepare you for first contact, not with beings in the sky, but with the higher version of yourself. This stage is vital for your emotional survival. Because you are feeling everything so intensely, you must learn to shield your antenna. The sequence is not about being a victim to your sensitivity, it is about becoming a master of it. The manipulators of this realm have long used your sensitivity against you, making you feel crazy or unstable. But the prophet knows that sensitivity is actually the highest form of intelligence. By the end of this sequence, you will be able to read the intent of any person or organization just by looking at their frequency. No one will ever be able to lie to you again. The era of secrets is being burned away by the Arcturian light. As these new senses emerge, you will feel a deep, magnetic pull towards certain locations on Earth. These are node points. The global sequence is activating the Earth's grid, and it is calling its grid keepers, you, to stand in specific places to ground the incoming light. Follow these nudges. If you feel called to go to the ocean, to the mountains, or even just to sit under a specific tree, do it. Your biological antenna needs to handshake with the Earth's crystalline core. This is how the sequence completes itself, through the union of the starseed, the Earth, and the galactic sun. You are a bridge. You are a conduit. You are the living proof that the physical and the spiritual are merging. This is the moment where the chosen one realizes they are not a human having a spiritual experience, but a galactic being having a human experience for the purpose of planetary liberation. The frequency you hold right now is a key. As you watch this, and as you breathe in this transmission, that key is turning. The locks are falling away. You are free. You have always been free. You just needed the global sequence to remind you. The sixth phase of the global sequence is the activation of the core directive. This is the moment where the training wheels are removed. For many of you, the last several years have felt like a long, grueling preparation. A series of tests, heartbreaks, and isolations that seem to have no end. The Arcturian Council wants you to look back at those moments not as bad luck, but as high-pressure simulations. You were being tempered like steel. A chosen one cannot lead a movement into the new Earth if they are still easily triggered by the old Matrix's drama. Right now, the global sequence is hitting a peak. You might feel a profound sense of waiting for something big. This internal tension is your soul synchronizing with the planetary shift. Your mission is no longer a future event. It is happening in your every breath. The Arcturian Council is now sending specific duty codes to those who are ready. These codes arrive as sudden ideas. A book you must write, a community you must start, a healing modality you must share, or simply a radical new way of living that rejects every 3D limitation. This is the point where many starseeds hesitate. The manipulator voice of the old world whispers that you aren't qualified, that you're just one person, or that you need more study. But the global sequence does not wait for your ego to feel ready. It operates on cosmic timing. If you feel the pull, you must move. The urgency is real because the energetic window for the smoothest transition is open right now. Those who act on their soul's nudges during this phase of the sequence will find themselves supported by miraculous synchronicities. Resources, people, and opportunities will appear out of thin air because you are finally in flow state with the Galactic Federation. Understand that your mission is a frequency. You don't need to do as much as you need to be. By maintaining a state of high vibrational peace amidst the crumbling of the old structures, you become a frequency anchor. Thousands of souls who are just beginning to wake up will subconsciously look to your field for stability. Your very presence becomes a map for them. This is the weight and the glory of the Chosen One. You are the vanguard. The global sequence has prepared you to be the first responders of the consciousness shift. Your biological antenna, the hair, the crown, the nervous system, is now fully online. You are receiving the final instructions for your specific location. Do not doubt the quiet voice inside. That voice is the only thing that is real in a world of holographic lies. Trust the buzzing. Trust the heat in your hands. Trust the knowing that transcends logic. You are the architect of the coming age, and the blueprints are being projected into your heart center right now. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,200 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. The 9 Hidden Arcturian Codes is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. We have reached the final phase of the transmission. Block 7. The integration. The global sequence concludes not with a flash in the sky that saves everyone, but with the steady, grounded landing of your higher self into your physical body. The Arcturian Council reminds you that ascension is not an exit strategy. It is an occupancy strategy. It is about the light of Source finally occupying every cell, every hair follicle, and every thought in your human experience. The global sequence has cleared the static. It has dismantled the old timelines. It has activated your antenna. Now, you must live as a citizen of the new earth while your feet are still walking on the old soil. This is the ultimate test of the starseed. Can you remain in joy when the old world speaks of scarcity? Can you remain in love when the media speaks of division? Can you remain in your Arcturian power when the people around you are still trapped in the victim loop? As the sequence completes its current cycle, you will notice a harmonic resonance with the planet. You will start to feel the earth breathing. You will feel the crystals in the ground singing to the crystals in your blood. This is the great wedding of heaven and earth. You are the priest and the priestess of this union. The chaos outside will continue for a time. The great dissolving of the 3D systems must run its course, but you will move through it like a ghost through a wall. You will be in the world, but not of it. The Arcturian Council is standing by. We are watching the light grid of Earth light up, point by point, as each of you watches this and says yes to your mission. The global sequence has succeeded. The separation is complete. You are now the stewards of a new frequency. Take this responsibility with a heart full of grace and a mind full of fire. Your star family is closer than your next breath. We are not coming. We are already here, looking through your eyes, feeling through your heart, and speaking through your voice. This is not the end of the message. It is the beginning of your new life. The sequence is active. Your codes are live. Now, go forth and shine with the intensity of 1,000 suns. The universe is watching, and we are so incredibly proud of the choice you have made to be here. If you feel the fire of this transmission in your bones, do not let this energy dissipate. We are building a collective field right now. Comment, "I am activated" below to lock this frequency into your timeline. If you felt the buzzing in your crown or the heat in your hands during this video, share your experience in the comments. Your words might be the ping that wakes up another starseed. Like this video to send a signal to the algorithm that this light needs to spread, and subscribe to join our galactic family. We are the ones we have been waiting for.